What's up, guys? Welcome to the video. So today I'm going to process a live Take Profit Trader Pro payout and also go over the charts a little bit. And I want to cover what has been going on these past few weeks. So let's process this payout. It's been a while since I've actually got paid out. You can see here, it's been about 3 or 4 weeks since my last 2K payout on the 23rd last month. And in between this downtime, I blew my Pro Plus accounts, right? So I took test accounts, I passed them, I was eligible for payout, I messed that up, I blew them, I took test accounts again, I passed them, and I was eligible for a payout again, and I messed that up again. And what sucks is it takes time to transition the past test accounts into Pro Plus accounts because you need to contact Pro Plus support and they need to transition the demo accounts into live accounts. So there's more processing time involved when you switch over to live. But anyways, that's something that I was going through, and I was also losing confidence in myself because I didn't get paid for 4 weeks. And I was working on rebuilding my confidence after all those blowups, and it sucked. I was losing confidence in myself, and trading was just not fun. And every time I would look at the charts, I was so tilted and just not trading well because I was just being stupid. So I was kind of taking somewhat of a break, taking time away from the pressures of like social media and any outside noise or pressure that could make my trading worse. And the break, well, I was still kind of looking at the charts, studying ICT. I was listening to podcasts, actually learning about real estate and other avenues I could make money in. I was also playing a lot of video games and watching Netflix and just enjoying life without so much of trading to kind of take a break from it because I was just not feeling well. And it just really made me think so much about how impulsive I've been and how stupid I've been. So the good thing is I've gone through the adversity. I made it to a payout, which is good. And something that has been really helping me is the past performance of having payouts and not spending money stupidly. So the past few months have been good, and I paid off all my credit card debt, and my rent is covered for a while, so I can afford to not get paid for a while, which is a relief. So it helps knowing that if anything happens, I'm safe for the current moment. But anyways, let's look at the charts a little bit. So here's the trade of a chart. I actually made $1,000 across 5 accounts today. But to show you more of the concepts that I use to trade, we'll switch over to the trading view charts. And if you've seen some of my charts from before, I trade using the opening range gap, which measured 304 ticks today, and I use buy side and sell side liquidity. So what I did was when the opening range started from 9:30 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I went short and I went for about 70 ticks. And this minor sell side liquidity was my target. And I typically trade a reversal or a retracement back into the opening range gap. And a good target for me is about the upper quadrant. And it's pretty hard to hold to the midpoint, which is the target I try to hold for, but I just can't handle the fluctuations in price. At least for now. Since I'm a scalper, I'm fine with taking these low-hanging fruit objectives. And the last time I said that you have to pay attention to the underlying market conditions if you're targeting the upper quadrant or the midpoint of the opening range gap. But if you look here, like really closely, what had happened was we took out this minor buy side liquidity, these two levels, and we just breached this buy side liquidity from a few days ago. So if you kind of know ICT concepts, this is like a really lower time frame market maker sell model because buy side liquidity was purged and it traversed to the opposing side of liquidity, which is this level right here. So this minor sell side liquidity is a good low hanging fruit objective. And since I am a scalper, like I mentioned, I do like taking these safer exits instead of holding for longer term trades. And you'll actually find that you don't really need big moves to make money in trading, especially if you're copy trading across multiple accounts. But I don't advise you to copy trade if you can't handle one account yet. But anyways, while I'm trading my system, I kind of study how price engages with inefficiencies. So if you take this tool right here, you can draw your inefficiencies and you can see how price engages with them. So if you're bearish, you'd want to see the midpoint of inefficiencies being left unfilled. So something like this, where price is just wicking into it and the body's fail to reach past the midpoint. This is a signature of bearishness and the inefficiency being respected. So this is something you'd want to see that will help you give confidence in holding your trades. But I still don't do well holding trades. Like I said, I'm a scalper, but this is an example of the kind of trades that I take. And something else that I look at is how price also engages with the opening range gap itself. So how does price engage with the midpoint, the quadrants, and the high and the low? So you can see here how price rejects the opening range gap low, which is pretty interesting to see. And you do see price kind of gyrate around the midpoint and move from level to level. So these are things that I kind of just encourage you to study. And I'm not really teaching that well. I'm kind of not in the mood, but I just kind of wanted to share a little bit about how I see the charts and the concepts that I trade. I'm not really much of a live trader. I've tried streaming and my laptop lags so much. So what I've done is I've ordered a new laptop that I could potentially learn how to stream with. And during my downtime, I was actually studying how to run streaming without lag, and I'll just see how that goes. But I can't promise anything. But if you do want to learn kind of how I look at the charts, I would say just study the opening range gap, liquidity, and fair value gaps, aka inefficiencies, and just focus on one market. You can see how I only look at gold, so I'm really familiar with the price action. I think it's smart to specialize in one market when you're first starting out. And whenever I'm feeling a little better, maybe more things will come up in my head because right now I'm just not really thinking straight and it's hard to really articulate anything right now. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Take care, peace out, and good luck out there.